Our top story this afternoon. South Korea and China have taken a significant step toward repairing their once close relationship. The two governments released a joint statement on Tuesday on recent discussions over North Korea, the THAAD missile defense system, and other issues. Although it doesn't resolve all concerns, it's hoped the statement could lead to better relations between the two countries. Our Kwon Jang-ho starts us off.
On Tuesday morning, a joint statement was released on the websites of Seoul and Beijing's foreign ministries describing the efforts that the two governments have been making to mend relations. At the heart of it, the two sides said they will come together to tackle the North Korea nuclear issue. They agreed to pursue a peaceful solution using all diplomatic avenues and pledged to strengthen communication and cooperation on the matter. However, it was the issue of the US missile defense system, THAAD, deployed on South Korean soil that had driven a wedge between the two nations. The statement says China reaffirmed its opposition to the deployment, which they have argued affects their security interests in the region. But at the same time, Beijing are said to have taken note of South Korea's situation, and the two sides promised further discussions in future. Shortly after the release of the joint statement, Seoul also confirmed that President Moon Jae-in will be meeting with President Xi Jinping for a bilateral summit on the sidelines of the APEC summit in Vietnam next month. A meeting between President Moon and Chinese State Council Premier Li Keqiang during the ASEAN +3 summit in Manila a few days later is also said to be on the cards. Until then, a series of other exchanges are set to take place between the countries. Later on Tuesday, the two countries' nuclear envoys will meet in Beijing to discuss the North Korean nuclear crisis, as well as lay the groundwork for the summit in Vietnam. Several lawmakers from both sides are also scheduled to make various trips to Beijing for seminars and discussions in the next 2 weeks. The two countries' health ministers are expected to meet in Shandong province in mid-November as well. Ultimately, it's hoped that these exchanges will lead to geopolitical tensions easing and for China to lift its unofficial economic sanctions on South Korea. Since the decision to deploy THAAD last year, exports to China dropped due to supposed regulatory infringements, and tourism from China was hit after flight numbers were restricted without notice. Kwon Jang-ho, Arirang News.